Okay. Getting used to this idea of therapy. Therapy from one has got to be better than none. Okay, I'm enjoying this. I don't have to think about anybody else. And all right, Albini, we always pontificate, right? We go out and we say, oh, David's a kind guy. Is David kind? I always put myself up and I wonder, well, you know, if you tell people about kindness, then it's grandstanding, and then if you don't do it, then you never teach other people how. It's always been a little grey area, isn't it? I mean, you know. Okay, so, but you, my boy, you're kind, okay? Think back, earliest experiences that stuck in your mind. All right, I think I'm going to close that over just in case. I've got this. All right. Adele, sas aristo para puli. Right. Yes. 6 years old, you got off the boat in Cape Town. Long sea voyage. Strange things you remember, like the swimming pool had holes in the bottom. You get to Africa, and this you remember. Okay, you're 6 or just not even, maybe you're just still 5, I don't know. And I started screaming, and my mother said, I remember this, looking down, and there was a little beetle on its back. Okay? We seriously, just arrived in Africa. Poor little beetle, like. So I put my finger down, you know, like, for it to hang on to so it could fly away. And I did just that, and I turned over, and this beetle stung me right in the tip of my finger, right there. Well, welcome to Africa, my boy. These beetles are called African wild bees, and they hurt like shit. That's my point. The real point is that, okay, to this day I will rescue a bee if I can, not with honey, sugar, water, you know. But here's an example, you know, kindness. Even being kind by instinct has got me into shit, right? But, you know, it's such a way that I look back and I go, man, hey, we did this. Okay, another act of kindness. Due to circumstances, I didn't see my mother for a couple of years at all. And I must have been 13. Yeah, 10, 13, that's about right. And she'd moved to Durban, that's right. Mayfair Hotel was next door, right in the centre. And she had these friends called the Reeses, and they had a kid who was about my age, a nice guy called Bobby, and he was not a well kid, man. He only had one lung. And there was Janice, the daughter, blonde, starting with a bra and everything, like, oh, so these were good mates to have at 13. Anyway, so Mum said, off you go. I think, yeah, Mum and Jerry, her husband, worked at Leo Computers, the old computers with the wheels. I mean, come on, this is how old we are. This is how long ago it was. Anyway, so something happened, and that evening when I came home, I had a black eye. And my mother was, get into your room. Now, I hadn't seen her, remember, for a couple of years. And the first day, I let you out on your own, and you come back with a fucking black eye. You gutter snipe. You little gurrier. What the fuck, you know what I mean? She didn't use the word fuck, obviously, but like, so her impression was, like, I'd been out street fighting on my first day, and this is me, and I'm going, no. Please let me explain. Get to your room, as usual, and this is what you do, what am I going to tell your dad, and so on. It was so difficult for me to bring you here, and after so long, and you let me down. I said, Mom, shut up, let me tell you what happened. She said, well, what happened? I said, well, I got into a fight. She said, what you get in a fight about? I said, a fish. I said, what do you mean? It's true, absolutely true. Bobby, I said, yeah, fish. I said, I was picked on by a big gang of kids. And she said, right, now sure, you're pulling one on me. And Bobby, thank goodness, was a witness, right? Her best mate's kid with the one lung. Dear sweet Bobby. And here's what had happened. Mum went to work, and Bobby and I would play, and we went off down the beachfront of Durban, right? Beautiful white sandy beaches, and I loved rock pools, and anyway, Bobby and I were going on. And here's what happened. Get to the point, David. Walking along, and all right, this is how it works. White, soft, sandy beach, and I see this little kid, right? He's a little bit shorter than me, okay? Stocky, crew cut, 70s man, no, crew cut was legs. And he was building one of these as the tide came in and went out, as the waves came in, it wasn't really tide, came in and out, washed up and down the slope of the sand. He built a little dam. We all built castles and put shells in it and decorated them. And the tides, anyway, bottom line, at this day, and I notice, I come across and I'm watching, and he's got a little fish, like this size, little sardine thing, it's little, shining in the sun. And so I see him, and then he gets his hand and he scoops it onto the sand, and then he lets it flop, 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 and then he puts it back into the little dam he's built. And he's torturing a fish. So I went up. I didn't speak any Afrikaans at all. And obviously he was from up country, farming, you know, a Boer type. And I hadn't had any experience with him really up until then. And I said to him, okay, but no. And I went along, I took his fish and I threw it into the main surf. Yeah, fuck, I remember this. Dis my vis! Dis my vis, dis my vis! Fuck you fucking soakbill, you fucking eat longer, you fucking... And all the... Blah, 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 and didn't speak any English, but he was shouting it up, he was quick. By this time, he had a couple of mates with him, so they started like... So I went and I thought, no, this is getting shitty. Fuck, Bobby, come on, we're getting out of here, right? So we walk along the beach, and by this, you know, he's screaming, like, and it's all in Afrikaans. But I'm obviously the focus of all this. There's now a mob following me, and I'm going, Jesus, fuck, I saved a fish. But this is over a fish. I've got the Boer tribe after me. And now, of course, it's summertime, Durban beachfront. So we go behind it there was a theme park type things, of roller coasters and games and pinball machines and shit. Anyway, by this stage, you go, hello. So I said, come on, Bobby, I'm not going to... They wanted to fight. And I said, no, fuck, we're doing this, right? So they cut me off. And by this stage, they're no longer little kids. Like, he was the smallest of the bunch. They were like fucking rugby players already. You know, 14, 15-year-old. And they were all like, fight. And I'm blocked in. I said, Bobby, get out of the way. Not because I was being brave. My heart's going, oh, fuck, man. This is fucking awful. And so I thought I could talk to them. Anyway, the kid took a swipe at me, as I was saying, in my, whatever I'm saying, hey, come on, it's just I'm da, right in the eye. So all I remember is this, he tried to kick me, and I'm very lucky, I was like, oh, fuck. And I caught his ankle, and he fell down this way, and there was like stunned silence, there was a bit of a gap, and I legged it, and I said, come on, Bobby, let's get the fuck out of here. And nobody chased us. And we couldn't run really because of Bobby. So fuck yeah, that's how I got my shiner. Trying to save a fish. And then when my mother heard the story, she loved that. She was like, there, only my son and only an Irish kid in Africa can get beaten up over a fish. So you're a kind boy, and we've just remembered this and analysed. So we have it naturally. We don't have to ever excuse ourselves to anybody. When people say, oh, you don't do this. Fuck you, man. I know what's in here. I might not follow everybody's rules, but that's why I am like I am. That's why we are like we are. And I'm quite proud of that. Even Mum was after she got the explanation.